Howdy, Banger Pals. Blayne Smith welcoming you to another Overkill Reviews, Bangers Weekly Metal Review Show. And what's this? It's a double dose of Doom. Last week, Doom. This week, Doom. It's Doom o'clock. But the solid eye in the endless miles. Now only this, whatever you leave me, you leave me Yes, it's the new album from Warning called Rituals of Shame. It came out June 19th on Relapse Records, which has lasted, like I said, the scheduling chemist was supposed to come out the week before, so that got there and then this there. Look, it's a Doom thing, so everything's delayed. It just makes sense. Yes, truly outside of a overkill rewind, a review I never thought I'd get to do, because formed all the way back in 1994, Warning would release two of the best Doom albums of all time in 99 and 06, carried on the back of Patrick Walker's incredible voice and unique ability to write a song that sounds like his girlfriend is a Castle who just broke up with him. Unfortunately, just like Patrick and the Castle, the band would also break up shortly after, and Patrick would go on to make 40 Watt Sun, whose first album was like not quite as good, Warning, still good though, but then he became Amish or something because he was suddenly allergic to electricity and doing acoustic shit all the time. I was not thrilled. But now, finally, back by popular demand, it's Warning for realsies. So, thankfully, while Patrick Walker might have had an inter-object marriage to an acoustic guitar following the Castle-related heartbreak, he was still singing the whole time, meaning Warning might have taken a quick 20-year hiatus between albums, but there's no rust here. Patrick still has one of the best God-given voices for Doom that anyone's ever heard. It almost sounds like if all those awful post-grunge bands weren't just terrible commercial butt rock and were like honest people making honest music for honest reasons. He's just such a great singer that he can take something that could be a little cheesy or eye-rolly in someone else's hand and just deliver it with complete earnestness and honesty and wipe out any trace of ick. He's a siren causing you to crash your ship on the rocks, not by sounding like a sexy lady, but by bumming you out at the wheel until you just do it yourself. I kid. I've actually always found him incredibly relaxing. Watching from a Distance is one of my hospital albums, which I believe I've mentioned before, my whole hospital albums thing. The various hospital stays I've had in my life for surgeries and injuries and whatnot, thanks to my free healthcare, because healthcare is a human right. That's right. You should all have healthcare. I have a small handful of albums that help drown out the physical pain and discomfort and boredom, as well as old people just wailing away as they do. If you've ever been in a hospital ward for any kind of thing, the majority of the people there are old and they just go like the entire time. I'm in pain. Of course you're in pain. You're recovering from surgery. So when you just need something good and calming and relaxing to help you get to sleep, Patrick's voice is actually comforting to me, and that is in full effect here. There's this little movie does on his albums that has a way of just landing for me every damn time. Have a little listen. But I never gave that light away. I hold it to my heart. It's always there, but I want you to know. shame is a little tough to talk about in the minutia because this isn't an album with big standout moments, because this isn't a band that's going for big standout moments in their songs. So I'm just left going, yeah, sounds great the whole time. Patrick's voice, great. Guitar tone, great. Drumming, great. Everything is recorded great. It's great. This makes it a great album to sort of accompany you. It is a calming, relaxing presence that you can have on while doing anything from cleaning the house to playing the right video game, because I don't think it would go with the Call of Duty No Scope 360 headshot compilation, but certainly fits nicely with Silk Song, which is the sort of litmus test for a great Doom album to me, whether it's Warning or Bell Witch or Hooded Menace, specifically Ossuarium Silhouettes Unhallowed, whatever. These are albums my most common use case for is having them on while reading a book before bed, which might seem like the album isn't that compelling, but it's a really good test for like barbs. A sharp, unpleasant bit would completely shatter the tranquility this album brings and make it useless. I mean, I listen to music that's all sharp, unpleasant bits all the time, but in very different circumstances. In that respect, I can easily say the album is another success by Warning. I've listened to it on loop a half dozen times in one sitting while reviewing, and God, it made me want to go to sleep, in parentheses, complimentary, but it never made me tired of it. It just made me tired. It's a lullaby for big adult baby Blayne. But this is a new album, so there's obviously got to be something new here and not just a rehash of the past. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bother reviewing it. I want the album to sound like the older ones, and I want it to fit in, but I want there to be a reason for it to be here. The clip I played from Landing Lights earlier is an example of the classic sound of Warning and what I mostly want to hear. On the different side, the start of Night Comes Down has a little bit of a gloomier tone to it than Warning's ever done, which is quite cool. It starts with a more like, conventionally metal sound than Patrick Walker stuff usually does, giving it a nice twist.
A little lemon twist, it's good. Try it.
It makes me think I would want a Patrick Walker side project where he goes more heavy, though with all the acoustic guitar jokes I'm making, I don't see that happening, so it's nice to have a little taste here. On the flip side, album closer Teacher goes more minimal than I'm used to from Warning, with a little refrain before the album swells up to close out. It's a very effective way to make those last Patrick Walker belt outs pull at your heart and get you to press play on the album for another spin. Sorry, this clip is going to be a little long. I'm referencing a sort of chill moment in a Doom album. They're not in a rush to make their point, and so I can't make it any faster than it is. It always closes. While we always compare bands album to album, when a band releases something legendary, breaks up, and then takes another swing a few decades later, there is a lot of pressure. For me, this is certainly up to the standard of the legacy, and in no even remote stretch, a bad, average, or even just okay album. It's great. Again, I am once again using the word great. Think about how many times I've used the word great before I bring in a criticism. Sounds great, great. Everything is great. It's great. Great album. Compared, though, to the old albums, it's missing a little something. Part of that is, I'm sure, a large nostalgia pull. It's pretty hard to get over the first album you fell in love with a band for and accept the new one in its place. And I am also very guilty of generally, like, within the first 3 albums a band releases, that's probably going to be my favorite album of theirs till they or I or both of us die. That aside, the thing that I think has changed is maturity, which in this case is bad. Both the vocals and the music sound aged with a different perspective, not aged as in old, just like I'm now 20 years older than I was when I recorded this, so I look at life differently. The first Warning albums were released when Patrick was in his 20s, and I know people think they're an adult in their 20s, but you're still growing and maturing, and you have some of those raw teenage emotions left over. This makes the album just a little less, like, urgent, like a little less, a little less heart-wrenching. There's an acceptance to stuff that comes with age that doesn't make for this style of music to hit quite as good. But that's the only negative I can really conjure up. I might also be projecting a little because I turn 40 ass years old next week. As a reminder, I will be doing a streamathon for my 40th birthday starting July 3rd and going as long as you pay me to go. I'll be attempting to listen to every single Spanish heavy metal band that's ever existed in one sitting. Yes, I will be shotgunning beers. I have a little pool in my backyard so you can take a spin at a wheel to use it like a dunk tank and make me get dunked in a pool at 4 a.m. on a Sunday. It's a fun time. Come on by, say happy birthday. Me personally, I don't know if I might be just projecting on a Patrick Walker, but I have mellowed internally. I'm a little more mature. I'm a little more relaxed. I'm not getting into fist fights with strangers type of thing. You hear about your friend getting in a fist fight. You're like, we're 40. We can't be doing this anymore. You're going to break your hand. You're going to go to jail. You got to knock it off. You can never truly go back, but you can come close enough to make the trip worthwhile, and Warning sure as hell does that. I'm thrilled that the people I paid to free Patrick Walker from the Mennonite community he was living in finally got him out, and he's using modern technology to make music involving electricity again. I'm quite happy with the results, and I'm begging Patrick to put down the acoustic, man, and by begging, I mean I will get a gun, Patrick. 4 out of 5 electrically charged skulls, because we really need to drive home the electric part. So that's been the review, but of course I still have some albums to just throw a little bit your way. Warning's pretty singular. Don't have anything that sounds like Warning this week. Don't have any Doom. I have the complete opposite of Warning in one of my favorite bands, Mexico's Phantom. Not Midnight Yet on High Roller Records, June 26th. Just wacky, wild, speedy, thrashy insanity. The perfect opposite to Warning. So put on the Warning to go to bed, put on the Phantom to wake up in the morning, and then I guess in the middle of the day when you need something weird, 7 Chains, Swollen in Flux on Voidhanger Records also comes out June 26th. Some, very Voidhanger-esque Black and Death weirdness. So that's been the review. Are you as excited about Warning coming back as I am? Do you hate acoustic guitars as much as I do? Let me know in the comments down below. This has been the Double Doom. He'll leave me.